So if the administration is sued, who would win? Here with me now is the director of the Heritage Foundation's Center for Education Policy, Lindsey Burke. Lindsey, let's go to that. Is it legal?
Right. So the Biden administration is relying on a novel interpretation of vague language in an old statute to accomplish a priority of vast significance without being able to go through Congress. And look, even Nancy Pelosi, when questioned about this, said that she said it would have to go through Congress, that it was on dubious legal grounds. And I think that's exactly right. This is on dubious legal footing. It'll be very interesting to see moving forward whether this actually stands the test of time, because they are relying on an extremely old statute. This is 2 decades old now. It was designed for national emergencies in a post 9/11 environment, and yet they're trying to expand to 43 million borrowers this debt amnesty that will be paid for by working class Americans.
Yeah, well, I mean, according to my Google search today, we've been either in a national emergency or a war since 9/11, maybe both. I think there's 31 national emergencies, and they never seem to go. We're in one now, if I'm not incorrect. So obviously, this is the kind of thing that they could cancel debt at any time. And, you know, why haven't they done it so far, I guess? But what would you say is going to be the pushback from this? There's a lot of Democrats who don't agree with this, and they're running away from it. So is the president going to have to answer to Congress for this? Nancy Pelosi said, you know, Congress might have to step in, or she at least intimated that.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to answer to Congress, but I think he's going to have to answer to the American taxpayer. I mean, look, college graduates, if this was a national emergency, they fared far better than everybody else during COVID. They were more likely to be employed. They were more likely to be able to work from home. So the idea that the administration would try to find wiggle room in the HEROES Act and call this a national emergency in order to forgive this student loan debt. And let's be clear, this is not forgiveness. This money doesn't disappear. This is a debt transfer onto working Americans across the country. And statistically speaking, if you attend college, you are far more likely to out-earn your non-college counterparts. Remember, only 1/3 of Americans hold college degrees. And so this is requiring the vast majority of Americans who do not to pay off the degrees of their college-going counterparts. And that's why this is one reason it is so regressive and so expensive. The Penn Wharton budget model now estimates this will cost $1 trillion. So it's not just the up to $20,000 in loan forgiveness that's driving up the cost, which it is, but it's also the fact that the Biden administration has extended the pause on repaying student loans. That's costing $5 billion every single month because those interest payments aren't accruing. And that has really accrued to the benefit of doctors and lawyers who, by some estimates, are getting about $48,000 in additional benefits because the juice isn't ticking on their student loans and hasn't been increasing since March of 2020. So again, it's incredibly regressive. It's expensive. It will inflate the cost of college moving forward. If students think that their student loans will be forgiven in the future, they're going to borrow more. That will enable universities to continue increasing tuition. And it's really just going to throw more fuel on this inflationary fire that has been spreading across the country.
Yeah, I'm thinking of going back to school myself. Thanks, Lindsey.